Hello, this is Mike, and wanting to go over everything we've accomplished together as a union this year. Before we start, let's be honest. These last couple of years have been some of the most difficult years in our careers, probably our lives. Many members haven't been able to get a rest or a break since spring of 2020. And that includes our nurses, like the ones we're seeing in the picture here at Memorial, our nursing assistants, our EAs, our special ed teachers, our service providers, our food service, security, custodial, uh, clerical. Everyone's been working hard, and many of whom have not had a break. Our student services, and so we know that has taken a toll. And many people will not be coming back next year, whether that's to their school, to MMSD, or to the field of education. And there has to be some recognized grief in that. But that shouldn't completely determine what our work has been together, because we've also accomplished a lot. Together, we have kept our community safe as we still weather COVID, whether we're talking about, speaking our truths regarding masking, vaccination policies, and other mitigation factors. We have kept our schools safe and relatively, for the most part, open despite really, really difficult circumstances. Together, we have pushed and received and keep pushing for recognition within our ESEA unit for our hourly staff to get the bonuses they deserve for all the additional hard work they've been doing, meanwhile, being some of the lowest paid employees in the district. And we will continue to push, but we have also made gains. We also, when it comes to curriculum, made sure that summer pay was happening for letters training last year, but we also really pushed the district to reconsider and change its PD schedule and its approach this year. There's a picture from Frank Alice where members walked out in order to protest, a really hard PD schedule, and were able to make some changes and adjustment, which is a perfect example of members really using their collective power. We on the legal front, we want to prohibit a practice complaint against the district over those surveys that they sent last year to really make sure that the district knew you can't speak on behalf of all employees. That's our job. We also rallied our community together through multiple months of campaigning to ensure that every employee got 15 COVID relief days, 5 in January, and then we were able to push and get an additional 10. And that didn't come easy, but it came because we all did it. We all did that work together. We also work together to really figure out how we can increase mental health supports for everyone. So that included personal mental health days and 2 wellness days in lieu of PD days. And that took a lot of collaboration, not just with administrators, but with the board. And we were able to get those things through. We also co-created an educational justice coalition this year of community partners to strengthen our voice. And when I say our, I mean our community's voice, not just MTI's, but students and staff and community groups, especially from groups who have been marginalized significantly in the past, whether intentionally or systemically or implicitly. We also conducted the largest Big Idea grant using district funds and ESSER funds to support over 350 staff and administrators to take the Justified Anger course, and worked with Nehemiah to make sure that we were, walking the walk when it comes to being anti-racist, changing and looking at our mindsets and practices and our history in order to support Black excellence in our community. That included over 6,300 hours of discussion, reflection, and learning, most of which after school when people were exhausted. They still wanted to do the work because it is that important. And it's already renewed for next year because the numbers and the feedback have been so overwhelmingly positive, which is another example of how our union has been using our privileges and work together in collective action to do the right thing around combating racism in our spaces. We also improved our internal anti-racism work within our union. We're not where we want to be, but we are much further along. We sponsored Black Girl Magic. We sponsored Voces de la Frontera's May Day. And we, once again, sponsored through curriculum and action, the Black Lives Matter Week of Actions, or Black Lives Matters in Schools Week of Action. We also changed our bylaws so we could be more equitable in how we choose and figure out representation and the procedures of how our union works and grows. And we also held affinity and alliance spaces with the members to discuss what's going on, but also to make sure we're pairing that with action. We're going to have more of those spaces in the years to come. Also together, we did a lot of accountability work with our, to hold our district and its leadership accountable. We created two successful community petitions that garnered over 4,600 signatures combined, which showed that the community is really backing us up. We also held multiple walkouts at multiple schools and work sites over a myriad of issues to make sure that our community and our leadership know they can't take our voice for granted. We also ensured a more consistent collaboration and communication with the district so that we could have a better relationship. We don't want to be antagonistic. We want to work together, but we also want to make sure that it's honest work when we're both coming to the table. All we did this together all the while we had to transition to a new executive director from Ed to Jeff Knight, who's doing an amazing job, and also develop new voices and leaders amongst our membership. Some folks are in their first year teaching and already are geared up, ready to go for next year on behalf of their union. And we also recertified against some really rough odds, whether we're talking COVID or the GOP. 77% of all eligible employees voted, and voted yes at 99% rate. So that's a pretty strong message that we speak on behalf of all employees. So to wrap this up, nothing counts but pressure, more pressure, and still more pressure through broad, organized, aggressive mass action. That was true in A. Philip Randolph's day, and it's true today. So while you spend time healing and getting rest and getting away from it all, much like you deserve, just remember that we hope that you come back, and we were able to accomplish so much this year because we all came together. We didn't shy away from it. We confronted it, and we got a lot more than we lost. So until next time, please take care of yourself, take care of those around you, rest up, and let's get ready for the next round. Solidarity.